Duh, we back again. Look, I hope Nikki come back on here. But I don't like that. I do not like that. Men be playing on y'all top. You would have to show me. You would have to show me. You got to show me something. You got to show me. You gonna have to show me. But I can't. I have a license to carry too, and I'm not doing it. I'm not feeling sorry for no nigga, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Out of all the shit that I had went through with my ex, all the shit I went through with his kids, all the shit I went through with his family, all the shit I went through, all the times I settled for mistreatment. I asked him one time in the middle of a hard argument, it was a heated argument. I asked him, I said, if the shoe was on the other foot, would you have put up with me like I put up with you? And instantly, y'all, Damon said, hell no. All the shit with his kids, all the shit with his mama, all the shit with his family, all the shit with his friends, all that shit. And I asked him, I said, would you, if the shoe was on the other foot, would have put up with it like I did? And he said, hell no. I wouldn't have stood up under none of that. I wouldn't have stood up under half of that. So that let me know right there what the fuck I needed to do. So I say this to you, Nikki. Keep on. Because it only gets worse. That made me say that's it. Like, I literally, okay, so I started going to therapy, and especially towards the end, because I had to make sure I was doing the right thing. And my therapist said, next time y'all get into it or whatever the case may be, ask him. Ask him. Ask him would he sit up under it like you did. Ask him would he stand up under it like you did. Ask him the shit with his family, his friends. Like, ask him in the heat of the moment, because that's when he gonna tell you the truth. Literally, I did that. And then he said that to me. And I was just like, so if I know that you wouldn't stand up under it, why the fuck am I doing it? Thank you. I'm telling you, I stayed for the craziest reasons. I stayed because I didn't want to get no money up. I didn't want to give a house up. I didn't want to give cars up. I didn't want to give that stuff up. But that stuff, how much of that stuff that you hold on to that's stopping you from finding your peace? And a lot of times we'll stick with people because at one point they helped us. But that help is stopped and then they changed. But we're still stuck on that time that they helped us. You can't do that either. And that's okay. So that's why I say y'all can do all the spell work in the world. Cause you can. All the spell work in the world. But if you're not ready, if you're really not ready, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And you will literally waste so much time because they know what they doing. He know exactly what he doing. He know exactly how far he can go with you. He's well aware of all of that. I don't care what nobody say. They know. Yes, speak on it. I've had a friend that helped me when I moved to this new location. She really helped me. I'm slowly realizing that I keep holding on to our friendship because of how, yeah, they know. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, honey. Hey, honey. Hey, honey. They know. Men know. They are fully aware. We have to stop treating them like they just don't know. They fuck it. They know. They know. They know. They know. They know. Every time you think about doing something for him, they know. Every time they think about you think about, oh, I gotta help him. Think about how could he help himself. Y'all got the same 24/7. Your life ain't no worse than his life ain't no worse than yours, and people still find a way to make it. Don't you think that's the same thing that you need to be really focusing on? Like, they know. If you can't have a civil conversation with him and you say, this is absolutely not working. I really want you to do well. I really do care about you. I do not want to be with you. I do not, and I don't want you to stay here anymore. I've given you 30 days. I just want to see where you're at as far as January the 11th is. Keep reinforcing that it's over and he needs to be out. And you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be like that. And still take care of your business legal wise. Well, superstar EJ, I mean, how old are you? Maybe you need to book a conversation with me. I'm not going to sacrifice my peace. I'm not going to sacrifice my love for myself. I'm never going to sacrifice that again for another person because you got to see me like I see myself. And if that person is not, they looking at you for a different reason. Because I'm pretty sure in those 30 days, you got to reinforce this is over. Where are you in your process of moving? So you're not getting to 30 days and then you don't know. Breaking up with somebody is not hard when you choose yourself. It's not. That's why breaking up is not, it's not hard. When you have to choose yourself, when you know you're doing the right thing for you, it's not hard. I realized that when I was decided that I was going to leave my marriage and I was going to focus on my peace and I was going to do those things, I knew that it was going to be different, but it really wasn't hard when I made my mind up. I knew it was going to be a transition, but it wasn't hard. I want y'all to be real mindful of the words you use. Be real mindful of what you speak. It's not hard, it's just different. And it might be new for you learning how to choose yourself. It might be new. Because maybe all you've done is just give. And you grew up like that. And you thought that that was the way to be because you've always had to be like that. But you don't. And some people might call you selfish. And some people might say that you're this and you're that. And some people might say that. But so the fuck what? We are not all guaranteed 100 years. We not all guaranteed 80 years. We not all guaranteed 60 years. We not all guaranteed to make it to 50. Why do you have to live your life like that? Why? Why do you have to choose that? Why? Why do you have to choose it? Why do you have to choose somebody that half-ass you? Why you have to choose somebody who they don't see you at your full potential? Like, why do you have to choose that? Why? Because that's what you've already always done? I decided that when I was leaving my marriage and I was having to give up everything, that stuff was nothing compared to the peace that I wanted to have. That stuff was nothing compared to the joy that I wanted to find. I had put everything into MLD. I mean, everything. That store, that store reminded me that was my home, that was my safe haven to be away from the house and to be in my store. It's not like that for me now. And again, you don't catch spirituals being honest about it because they don't want nobody to say nothing. They don't want nobody to judge it. But you gotta talk about it. Because people gotta have representation. If I keep telling you you can come out of anything, but you never see me come out of anything, will you believe what I say? Or will you believe that her life is so perfect and she just happy? No, it's work too. And people have to be more fucking honest with it. You gotta be honest. You gotta be true to yourself because it's not okay. You are not okay. You are not happy. You are sad. And you have to deal with that. You have to deal with that stuff. And that's okay. And it can take you one day at a time and you can inch your way through it. And that's okay. But you got to move. You can't keep up at the pace where you're going. You're just hurting yourself. Thank you, Haitian goddess. You just hurting yourself. And it's never gonna get no better because you won't let it. Because you scared. What you scared of? Oh, I don't want him to be violent. He violent anyway when you didn't tell him to leave and he decided to stay. Shadow work is very important, but make sure you're getting somebody to help you. You don't have to, don't do it alone. Don't try to do it alone. That's just my suggestion. But shadow work is very important. But I was almost 50 when I got there. Oh, excuse me. That's why when I be telling y'all, when y'all be 20 and 30 years old and y'all having these realization moments, baby, sometimes y'all beat me. I just started getting it to my late 30s, going into my 40s. And some of y'all be 20 and 30 years old saying, I'm not going and I'm gonna live my life. I was like, bitch, I know that's right. I said I wasn't gonna cuss. But you know what I'm saying. You think you're gonna be alone, you think because you're getting older, you're gonna be alone. You not. It's too many people out here in this world. You're not gonna be alone. It's too many people out here in this world. And if you work on what you attracting, now when you do attract something, it's always going to be positive. It's always going to be different because you're mirroring that. But you got to let go and detach from all of that other stuff. Because y'all do work on unhealed parts of y'all. See, when y'all do work, y'all doing work on everything. So if there's unhealed parts, you attracted more situations for the unhealed parts too. But see, nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that part. You know what? My auntie, I had a aunt, my aunt that passed away. Her name was Delilah, and my aunt died at 96. And I had asked my aunt one time what was her biggest regret, and my aunt told me I should have never got married them 2 times. Because I wondered when her last husband died of a heart attack. The first husband died in war. And she never got married again. She was like 52 when he died. She never got married again. And I would always say, "Why? Why didn't you didn't want to date? You didn't want." She said, "No. I had been there, done it. I got 2 kids. At that point, they was grown. I don't want to start over." And my Aunt Lila, she traveled and she lived well and she died into her 90s, y'all. And I'll never forget her saying it to me. And now I'm almost 50. It makes sense. She said you spend your 20s searching for something. You spend your 30s trying to make up for the shit that you missed in your 20s. And she said your 40s, this light come on. And then in the 50s, you're like, oh, hell no, I'm not. But that's half your life. Y'all got to go for what you want. And I don't give a fuck. Excuse me. I said I wasn't going to cuss. I don't care how hard it seems. It ain't hard. It's just different because you're doing something different from your nervous system. You're doing something different. And the biggest thing that's different, what you're doing is you're choosing yourself. And you deserve to know how that feel to choose yourself. Again, I don't hate Damon. I don't. I could never hate him. I just love me more, and that's just it. I loved all my husbands. Huh? All right. So take your candle. I need to do this video in infinite energy, not on YouTube, because they don't know what you're doing. But them in the group know what you're doing. All right, y'all. I'm gonna cut this live and I'm going back in my infinite energy group. I love y'all. Book an appointment with me. Get a reading, get a conversation. I will help you through this. I will help you through this. Ashe. I'll talk to y'all later.